Welcome back to Spring Affair. I'm DJ Mojavi. What's going on? And I'm joined, very thankfully, in studio today by Liza. And she's an artist. She's a spoken word artist. She's a DJ. Are there any other arts or entertainment things you do that I'm not really aware of? Now, that's not your... Do you have a DJ name that I missed?
Since 15, I've been performing or pseudonyms as Luna del Flor.
Yes.
Flowers, moon. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But for right now, you're just kind of like...
Well, it's weird because it's like I'm mom, I'm Liza at work, I'm Luna del Flor in the studio, I'm Manolo's daughter when I promote, but you know I'm across the board Liza.
People can still and also see you do some poetry over at the gallery space down the street too here in Cambridge. And I appreciate you coming through today because we're talking about an event that's coming up this coming Saturday, and it's called Erato. I actually added some kind of Latin accent. I don't know why. But Erato, and explain what that even means.
So one thing I'm enjoying about Erato is that everybody says it differently.
Yes.
They all adopt it in their own tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Erato is one of the 9 muses. And
that's from Greek mythology, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Something that Maddie and I are fond of. Maddie is also involved in Erato. And Erato is the muse of lyrical poetry. So it's not like Cupid. It's more like anything that you love that inspires you, that charges you, that gives you drive or a goal is the way we're interpreting her existence.
Erato is happening in Cambridge this Saturday, and it's going on at the Cantab Lounge.
Yep. On the lower level of the Cantab Lounge is Club Bohemia, and they're normally an open mic venue or a live rock show.
Okay.
So we're one of the few parties that brings what's currently known as electronic dance music into the venue, but what we are representing, which is house music and underground house culture.
Okay.
So it's 738 Mass Ave, and it's 21 plus.
Okay.
And we'll be there this Saturday night with DJ Sapphire and Erato's residents, TCC. Okay.
Well, before we go into who they are, maybe we can delve a little bit into who you are. I mentioned, I kind of teased it with a little bit of saying that you're an artist. Describe what brought you to the arts and what brought you to the specific arts that you do.
So I grew up in Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And my parents were Puerto Rican. So I grew up listening to, on Sundays, beautiful Latin ballads on the radio, which would then turn into salsa, which would then be my dad buying the Thriller album, which would be Solid Gold, which would be all this music coming into my life in the early 80s. In the 7th to 8th grade, I discovered house music through a mixtape that someone brought back from New York.
I still remember mixtapes.
Right, and I was like, I must know about this music that is different and moves me differently. I was huge into freestyle, and then I heard house, and what house did for me was kind of unlocked. I never learned how to dance salsa because I don't follow well.
Okay.
But I found myself with house having the freedom to move the way I wanted to move.
Okay.
Whereas with freestyle, you were singing and you were celebrating a topic. So that's how I got into poetry, by listening to lyrics and respecting singers, vocalists in house that I had not heard in freestyle. So freestyle has a reputation for I won't do it, but just for your viewers, for vocalists that sound, high pitched, and all of a sudden I come across India.
India,
yeah, and I'm like, this woman's blowing my mind. And then that opened more doors to learning more about other producers and other singers. What that did for me was allow me to get comfortable with writing. So I would be, and house music is very instrumental. So I would play the music and just start writing, and next thing I know, I'm free.
Oh, wow.
And DJ House in Lawrence and we threw our first party as promoter and DJ. My dad's Domino Club donated the space, and it was called La La Land, and I fell being already in love with the music and dancing, I fell even more in love with it and with people when I saw it in action in a party environment.
Okay.
And I was even more hooked and discovered the Loft in Boston and met DJ Bruno.
Big up to DJ Bruno.
Yes, as always. And he gave me a job as a record clerk in Biscuit Head.
Wow.
Head. So I was just getting more and more exposure into, and not just the partying. Of course, I'm showing up at the party and I'm dancing and I'm buying the records and I'm falling in love and I'm trying to mix and having a great time. But I'm also learning what it takes to keep these events going. It takes a lot of hard work. I've been called an octopus.
Okay.
So I'm so in love that I could be working the door promoting, jump on the table and play for half an hour, and then sing or do a song or do a poem, and then go right back to the door.
So you're wearing many hats
At once.
Now, who sat down and why did you choose Cambridge?
Cambridge is a little bit more laxed and more inviting, and again, this is the boring stuff. Club management and managers are more understanding, and it's just an easier, which is the wrong word, but environment for startups.
Okay. What can people expect to? What senses will be brought out? What will they experience when they go to Erato?
So the first one was on July 18th. That was our grand opening. And we celebrated Leo Alarcon's birthday.
Big up, Leo.
Yes. And we had two vocalists. So Amina Gunn came, and Amina is a producer and a singer.
Had a good one.
Right. I was blown away by her song. While they were doing sound check, I was like, who produced this? And she said she did, and I was in love with it even more. Lifted Conscious was the other performer, and she's a poet and a singer, and she works with Leo, and she did a great job too. So the environment at Erato is to just show yourself in your moment of inspiration. So, the DJs are moved by the music. We're watching them, be in their moment. The vocalists the same, the dancers the same, lovers in the corner the same, friends getting together the same. It's kind of the same message that we've been putting out, I want to say consistently since we started coming out on our own, we being another generation of househeads in the city. So with Erato, the message just is, we're celebrating what inspires you. All that is inspiring is what we'd like to hold that night. And you talked about how house and hip hop were family when they first came up. There is no coincidence, so that's actually what Saturday's event is going to celebrate. So with DJ Sapphire and with TCC playing, we're melding the sounds of old school and 90s hip hop with current and to the future house music with some dabbles of other decades worth of music. Sapphire is going to open the night.
Okay.
The rumor is that we're going to get a linoleum for the breakdancers.
Oh.
So we're, Sapphire's coming from the Floor Lord, so we're very grateful to her and the crew.
Okay. Big up Lino, yeah.
And so she's going to open the night up with breakbeats and disco and old school hip hop and warm everybody up and bring everybody there. She's into mixing and scratching, and we're going to have turntables for her. So
I am seeing an increase of music providers, DJs who are female. I mean, I interviewed Music here, yourself, Alex's wife, also now
Christina Nomadic.
Yep, Nomadic. Is that just a coincidence?
Not at all. So the world is changing.
Thank you for that bulletin. I appreciate that.
Then and I say that because when I was 15 and I was hanging out with Mikey, not that I was programmed to think it was something for men only,
right?
But I didn't find it in me to learn the patience, could be because I'm a Scorpio. It's a beat match.
Yeah.
But neither was there encouragement or another woman out there that was spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward 95, I think I saw or heard of my first female DJ. And then the first female DJ I actually ever heard was Chris Kono. And I was like,
Amazing
she's my
DJ,
hero.
yeah.
I know. I was like, she's my hero. She just proved to me that women can do it.
Okay.
And since Chris Kono, it's been an explosion of women manning the decks, which is the name of a party, which I
Really?
love. Yeah, it's
that.
the name of a party, women man the deck. And, you know, I've met women label owners, DJs, producers, singers, and one thing I've seen about all of them is how they feel equal. There are other female DJs, Liz Ledoux.
My friend Jamila does it.
Jamila,
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
And there are a lot of women DJs out there. I'm about, you know, we need to see each other as equals and
Mhm.
respect our differences. I say support all DJs
Okay.
based on what and they're playing and how and if
Okay.
it moves you. And don't, this is when I'll say girl power, but don't think because it's a woman you won't be moved as though it were
The
a
same
man.
experience,
That's
okay.
where the world is changing.
All right. You said TCC.
Mm-hmm.
For those people who don't know, what does it stand for?
The couple's couple.
You actually told me an interesting anecdote about how that came to be. You want to share that?
Sure. So Maddie and Alex played Home. The way the story goes is that they played Home for the first time, and DJ Mazant was there, and he was like, you guys are like the couple's couple. You know, I don't want to speak for him, but he was so enjoyed their set so
Moved, yeah.
much,
Mhm.
right? That he, you know, in his speaking to them, in his moment of inspiration, so to speak, he said that, and they said, we love it. And they went from DJ Dende and DJ Mystina to DJ's Dende Mystina T.C.C. From watching them at the last event, they look so comfortable and so supportive. For having been on the scene and playing for as short or long as you will of a time, they're wrecking shop.
Do I have to dress up? Is it?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
The only door policy I've ever found is, you know, come happy.
Okay.
You know, be there to add to it or walk away with it.
All right. Why do it? You know, the why. I'm always kind of like the purpose for somebody.
So the way I'll answer that is, speaking for myself, is I do it because I'm grateful for the ones that did it for me.
Oh.
So it's almost a continuation of what was allowed for not just me, but 20 years before me, 30 years before me.
Okay.
It's a learning lesson to walk into an environment that's so diverse and open and celebratory, and leave there and go back into a square world or a box world, and know that who you're looking at could be the same person that's going to be doing a handstand or the stranger you're going to meet. So it just kind of, I personally continue to do it for those interactions.
Okay.
And because I know how happy I am when I leave a party and how happy other people seem to be as well. I think that we all need a sacred space.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a club because it seems somewhat sacrilegious. You're going to a bar, you know,
Right.
where's the sacredity? I make up words there. But if there's an environment where you know you may get open, if your thing is to get open on your feet, or you need to go out and see something beautiful or hear something, then there they are. That's why support is important. That's why in even throwing the event, you're supporting, you know, something bigger than, you know, individual parties. It's a collective of something larger that's been going on and will continue.
All right. So if people want to find TCC or Erato online on the World Wide Web, are there things like SoundCloud or Mixcloud that they can actually hear before Saturday?
So TCC's Facebook page is the Couple's Couple, if I'm remembering correctly, and I believe their SoundCloud page is DJ Mystina, Mystina. She puts up their mixes. They're on their 7th volume right now.
Wow.
And if you go to www.oddballmagazine.com,
Okay.
every Thursday I do an article highlighting an event for the weekend.
Okay.
So this Thursday I'll be discussing Erato, and I'll have Sapphire and TCC's mixes posted to the article.
I really appreciate you coming in here, Liza. Well, I hope you keep loving art, and I hope you keep loving music, and you keep sharing that with other people. Thank you so much for coming in the studios of Spring Affair. Liza, right here. Don't forget to check out Erato on Saturday. All right. Thank you very much. Back to the music.